Welcome. Thanks for joining me. I'm Don Miller, Senior Consultant with IDS Astra, and we're going to be taking a look at the Repair Event Cycle Time 2022 second quarter review. Today we're going to be looking at work orders that were provided from dealers in April, May, and June, and we're going to see how this quarter compares to previous quarters. When we take a look at these reviews, we're not looking at just every dealership that dumps data in. We're looking at dealers that have provided the same stores that have provided data on a consistent basis for the last several years, actually going back to 2018. So since 2018, I've got 188 dealerships that have provided consistent data every month, repair event cycle time for every month for the last 4.5 years. And for this quarter, second quarter 2022, that's almost 70,000 total work orders. So it's a pretty significant amount of work orders. The average repair event cycle time for the quarter came out to 37.6, with the main bottlenecks average warranty repair event cycle time at 51 days, and average out of stock parts down to 91 days, so 90.8 days. The percentages of these major bottlenecks, the out of stock parts, 23% of the work orders were affected, and for warranty coverage, 46, almost 47% of the work orders were affected. Now I want to take a look and see how this compares to previous months and previous quarters. So we're going to take a look at a nice big busy graph here that shows the repair event cycle times for every month going back to January 2018. The dotted blue line at the very bottom is what I call the baseline. It is the repair event cycle time for the work orders that had no warranty coverage and all the parts were in stock or no part was needed. So that's the quickest you're going to get somebody out is when there's no warranty and the parts on the shelf. The yellow line is repair event cycle time for all work orders reviewed for all 70,000 for this quarter, but all work orders reviewed during the month. So that would be considered the repair event cycle time, or RECT, is that bold yellow line. The green and the red represent the two main bottlenecks, the green being the warranty claims, repair event cycle time for the work orders that had a warranty claim, and the red is for the work orders that had at least one part out of stock. The dotted blue line at the very top is what I would consider the worst case scenario, where a work order has a warranty claim and out of stock parts. And as you can see, that number, along with the out of stock part number, has crept up significantly over the last 1.5 to 2 years. We did see a nice reduction in June, where it did start to bring the quarter back down. But if we look historically, June has been the quickest month of the year for repair event cycle times. 2018, 2019, even 2020, June was the quickest month of the year. Now it gets a little busy, so let's take a look at that by quarter, since this is a quarterly review. And the same can be true said for the Q2 of each year. Q2 2018 was the quickest of the year. Q2 2019 was the quickest. 20 was the quickest. Even last year, 2020, 2021, Q2 was the quickest. So if this is our quickest quarter of the year and our quickest month of the year, we can expect these repair event cycle times to start creeping back up going into the winter months. If we want to look and see how that compares, the graph, the lines help, but when we look at it by column, we can really pin it down to just the quarter, so we can really see that again, the yellow is your repair event cycle time. The blue is what we call baseline, where there's no warranty and all parts are in stock. Green is just warranty. Red is just out of stock parts, and blue is both warranty and out of stock parts. So you can see 2018, 2019, and even 2020, what I would consider pre-pandemic, the average repair event cycle time was right at 23 days. Last year, it crept up to 29 days, and this year for Q2, it's up to 38 days. You see, that's about a 2-week increase over what I would consider pre-pandemic average repair event cycle time. Warranty did something similar, went from about a 33, 34-day average pre-pandemic to 40 days last year to 51 days this year for Q2. Same with out of stock parts, looked like it was averaging about 49, 50 days pre-pandemic, 68 days last year, 91 days this year. And then the dreaded out of stock part and warranty claim averaged about 60 days roughly on average during 2018, 2019, and 2020. 2021 was up to 80 days, and then 2022 Q2 was up to 108 days. So we're seeing some significant increases, especially when it comes to, you're talking an extra 40 days for warranty and out-of-stock part claims. If we look at the percentage of the bottlenecks, how many of the tickets are being affected by those major bottlenecks? especially when we look at this on a quarterly basis, we see a lot of up and down. But for the most part, they're staying very similar. I mean, 48% Q1 of 2018, and we're at 47%, 48% Q1 of 2022. We did see a little difference. Let's go to the columns again so we can look at just Q2. We are seeing a little bit of difference in Q2, where this year we're up to 47%, where the prior 4 years it was right around 40% or less. We are seeing a significant increase in the percentage of work orders that are affected by warranty claims. We are still seeing about the same number for the percentage of tickets with out-of-stock parts, but we did see a little bit of an increase of 23% of the work orders had an out-of-stock part in Q2 of 2022, whereas the previous quarters were right around that 20%. That's the previous second quarters were right around that 20%. So the percentage has crept up some, where we're seeing that those bottlenecks are impacting a little bit more, a little bit greater percentage of the work orders than previous Q2 results were. If we look at the monthly volume, I want to take a look at this on a monthly volume basis, on a monthly basis, because you can see that the average monthly volume during the winter months does typically drop down pretty low, and during the spring and summer it creeps back up. October is usually the highest volume month of the year, as you can see. June, though, comes in as the second highest. Now, if we look at that by quarter, second quarter seems to be the highest quarter of the year. So if that's the case, the quarter for 2022 is if the second quarter is the highest of the volume per month of the year, we can expect to see those volumes start to creep down until October, and then we'll see that one spike back up. Now, how this quarter compares to the previous second quarters, pre-pandemic, it was right around 115 on average for the second quarter. Obviously, second quarter of 2020 dropped with the pandemic starting down to a 94 monthly average. Last year it jumped back up to 130, and this year it's at 124. So still slightly above pre-pandemic volumes, but not quite what we saw last year, but still significant.
Let's take a look and see how the repair event cycle time stacked up by region. As you can see, the West came in at the lightest or the shortest repair event cycle time at just 33 days, just slightly below average. The West was right at average, 37.6 days, and Northeast just a little bit above that at 40.7 days, and the Midwest at 42 days. The two main bottlenecks obviously had a big impact on the Midwest and the Northeast, especially with out-of-stock parts being over 100 days, significantly above the other two regions. South and West were down there in the 80s. A big portion of that might be because the percentage of warranty coverage was above 50%, which in the Northeast, that's even 10% more than the South and the West. So those bottlenecks had a pretty big impact on their overall repair event cycle times. More their work orders were affected by those bottlenecks. And again, they also had the highest warranty repair event cycle time at 60 days, whereas the Northeast came in just above the South on warranty at 50.6 days. All right, so that's quarter two in review, and basically what we're seeing is that the repair event cycle time, if we go back to that one that covered the trends that we're seeing, like I said earlier, the Q2 seems to be the quickest repair event cycle time of the year, but we're being impacted a little bit more than average, than typical, by those two main bottlenecks. That the warranty percentage increased to 47%, and out-of-stock parts is now 23%. So we're seeing those increase. But this is the Q2 is supposed to be the quickest quarter of the year for repair event cycle time. So for the remainder of 2023, we can expect these cycle times to increase a little bit. I'd love to get your thoughts about what you're seeing at your dealerships. So please be sure to put your comments below, add your thoughts to the comments. And again, if you like what you're seeing and you want to see some more of these types of videos, please be sure to hit the like button, and also be sure to hit subscribe so we can be notified every time there's a new video that comes out. Thanks, and have a great day.